Hi, everybody. I'm back. Told you I would be. Staying true to my promise. So happy 2016, and I'm really, really excited to be out here delivering content to you guys, and am so excited for an amazing year for all of us. I just feel it in my gut. It's going to be an amazing year because there's a shift that's needed out there, and I know all the people that I am able to touch are looking and need the same food for their soul, as it's just time for more people to come together to discover and realize the truth that lies within us, and that is peace, joy, and harmony. So with that being said, for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Sharon, and I'm a spiritual empowerment coach, and I work with amazing women on helping them to get past the struggles that they might be experiencing in their lives, whether it's work, whether it's their marriage, whether it's relationships with their children, work, they're just going through it, and we find a way to come and go through it together. So I'm a service worker and hopefully an amazing source of helping other people to become inspired, not by me, but through them, inspired by their own ability to create a life that they deserve. So with that being said, I am excited about my topic. So everybody right now is out there doing their whole New Year's resolution, and this is no news to anybody. Everybody's decided that they're going to lose weight, eat healthy, and just have this amazing healthy lifestyle. By the way, I'm no different. I got an iWatch, I got my workout clothes on, and I'm definitely trying to live a healthier lifestyle. I can stand to lose a few, but this is all good. I'm all good with this. So what that being said, I really sat down with myself and thought what was an important message to deliver based on all of my feedback and the conversations that I had in 2016. And the number one thing that came to my list for a lot of the women that I work with was how to create and live in a marriage and in a relationship that was feeding their soul. So I have a few tips on how to get to that space where you can learn to love your marriage again, learn to love your relationships again. And believe it or not, it all starts from not what coulda, shoulda, oughta they've done, but what we can do different for ourselves to stay in peace during sometimes the rocky moments of our relationships. So I can call myself a little bit of an expert on a rocky, or building a wonderful relationship from a rocky foundation. So I have been married for almost 18 years, and I have an amazing, beautiful husband who is my biggest supporter and an amazing friend. But let me just clarify by saying we did not get here overnight. We got here through a lot of storms, and by trial and error, and by eventually, for me personally, coming to a place in my life, I call it hitting my rock bottom, where I had to release control and realize that the definition of insanity, which is doing the same thing over and over again in my life, but expecting my relationships to look better, expecting everything to look different in my life, when I wasn't willing to do the work necessary to make the changes. And those changes all started with Sharon, and not with my husband, Doug. They started with me. And once I got right, everything around me got right. My relationships, my experiences in my everyday life. Once you are good with yourself and you start to dig deep and start to do some self-analyzing and step back and start looking at what you can do different in any given situation and what your part is, your life starts to open up. So that is tip number one. Learning to do things different by taking the time to self-reflect. Self-reflection for a lot of women is very hard, because that means be still and be quiet. Not our easiest suit. Let's call a spade a spade. How difficult is it to be in the middle of a conversation? I don't want to say argument, but a conversation with your spouse, and for you to know you're about to say something that does not resonate with your soul. And instead of saying that, step back and pause. And even oftentimes for me, walk away and say, you know what? I need to figure this one out. So, yeah, pause and be still is my number one tip. And we'll go into more of that when, in more of our conversations on how that looks. That, my friend, is a skill, and it takes a lot of work. Also, one of the things also that I really have tried to work on throughout my life and continue to work on is limiting my negative self-talking behavior about my relationship. My negative self-talking behaviors from here and from here. So if my head is not telling me something that's feeding my soul about how beautiful my situation is and how fortunate I am and how fortunate we are to live in this marriage with our beautiful kids and our family, then I will not receive it. So it's learning the skill of turning off the negative self-talking behavior and changing our thoughts to words that feed our soul. So this, again, we're talking specifically about our relationships, but this ties to everything, guys. If what you hear in your head is not something that's beautiful and feeding you and making you feel good about the essence of who you truly are, then it's a lie, because it's just not the truth. Because we are deserving of nothing more than the best of all that life has to give us. So it's not the truth. So that's tip number 2, turning off and working with changing the words to your negative self-talking behavior. Instead of, this really sucks right now, or you're really kind of pissing me off, this isn't the way that I want it to be, but I know that we can find a way to get to where we are having a better conversation. So I'm going to pause and take a couple of minutes. Number 1, pause, and come back and talk to you when I'm not, using you against you and you're not using me against me. But with that said, I love you, and I'm just going to take a minute or two to, to figure this out. My words are different. My ability to pause is different, and those are key to building and realizing how to, mend your relationships. Lastly, but not least, is setting clear intentions for how you want your life to look. I set clear intentions every day. I write them out in a journal, every day what I want and what I am going to receive in my life. So I use the law of attraction. It has worked in my life unbelievably, and I hope to continue to share that with you guys. Whatever it is that I want from my relationships, I ask for it, and in return I receive it. So I ask for what I want my relationships to look like. I believe it to be so. And sometimes, you guys, that means faking it until you make it. But if you keep doing the work and believing that it's what you're entitled to, it will come. Which brings me to, my last tidbit, which is be open to receiving your joy. Be open to receiving. If you can receive it, it will be delivered. And I have an amazing resource that I go to. It's called the book Ask, and it is given by Jerry and Esther Hicks. Well, it's really Esther and Jerry Hicks wrote the book. And you can actually go out to my website and get a free copy of that. You just go to bit.ly/coachmesharon.com, bit.ly coachmesharon.com. There's a free ebook there for you. That book ties to everything that I'm talking to you about today, and it's about changing your thoughts, asking for what it is that you want, and knowing that if you want your relationships to be, or your marriage to look a certain way, it is not from anything or anyone from outside of you that is going to help it happen. Not your spouse, not anybody. It starts with you changing your thought process on what you're going through in the moment in order to receive and start to receive and to also start to see the fruits of your labor happening around you. Once you believe it, you'll see it. It just will start showing up. Your relationship will start being as rich as you want it to be. So with that being said, again, my name is Sharon. I feel it a blessing to be a part of many of your lives, and I hope that some of these tips help. They have helped me through the years, and I hope to share and look forward to sharing in many, many more of these life experiences and exchanges to help us all live a life where we are of service to one another and helping to create the life that we love. And I send Godspeed blessings out to all of you, and we'll look forward to my next YouTube video. And again, you can go out and find more information on my website at bit.ly/coachmesharon.com, and also can be found at, by the way, at inspiredlifecoach.com. Thank you.